I'd say the most memorable vacation was when I didn't even have to push the poops out. They just fell right out, like a rock off a cliff. Welcome back to your Geekly News, where we only cover shit you care about. I'm Steve Zaragoza, and filling in for Maud Garrett, who was up all night drinking and banging who she thought was David Schwimmer, but turned out to be an Andy Dick impersonator, is the lovely hot girl from the mailroom, aka the only other woman in the building attractive enough for on-camera work, Brianna Asrig.
Thank you so much for having me, even though I know it was a legal obligation to have another woman on the show.
Ha ha! Speaking of females being forcefully shoved down our throats, first up, the all-female Ghostbusters film is going full steam ahead as they started shooting in Boston this week, with set photos being leaked showing us our first looks at Kristen Wiig, Melissa McCarthy, and Kate McKinnon as the titular scientists. There's zero excitement in me for this movie, Brie. Thoughts?
Since there's literally only 3 photos to go by, I'd say Kate McKinnon looks great in those overalls.
Overalls, I think she looks like the cartoon version of Egon. In other leaked photo news, the new Star Wars Force Awakens images have been definitely leaked and feature an iconic character and new characters in a very famous location. If you don't want to see any Force Awakens spoilers, click away now.
The photos in question feature Han Solo, Rey and Finn inside the cockpit of the Millennium Falcon, and our first look at Domhnall Gleeson's general character with Captain Phasma. I have no idea what I just said.
Haha, just read the prompter like a good guest correspondent, Brie. I miss Maud. Other photos include our first look at J.J. Abrams' friend and Lucky Charm Greg Grunberg's Rebel pilot character.
Oh my god, I love Grunny. He's so sweet and smart and funny.
That's an interesting choice for celebrity crush, Brie. Him? We've also got Lando Calrissian's terrifying and confusing goblin thing co-pilot from Return of the Jedi, Nine Numb. He's back, along with fan favorite Admiral Akbar. These photos are certainly not a trap.
I have no idea what's going on. I'm not a nerd. In other non-weird space alien related news, Chris Pratt recently spoke with Entertainment Weekly about how his career has shifted based on his body transformation, adding how he feels totally objectified now. He notes, "I think it's appalling that for a long time only women were objectified, but I think if we really want to really advocate for equality, it's important to not objectify women less, but objectify men as often as we objectify women." You're a man. Thoughts, Steve?
I wasn't listening. I think Chris Pratt is absolutely right. If we want to keep objectifying women, we're gonna have to take one for our team, damn it. San Diego's Comic-Con is quickly approaching. I've already purchased a bulk box of Old Spice deodorant and beef jerky in preparation. But here's a list of names that won't be going to Comic-Con this year: Marvel Studios, Sony Pictures, and Paramount Pictures. Surprisingly, 2 of those 3 major studios who often present at the massive pop culture nerd explosion are not attending the event this year simply because they don't feel like they have enough to show. And we all know Marvel isn't one of them. And in response to that, we have our very own comic book nerd and Marvel aficionado, field correspondent Sam Basher. Sam?
I think it's bullshit.
Poetic.
In other news, Matt Damon sat down for an interview with Collider about how his role in upcoming film The Martian is entirely different from the role he played in Interstellar. He tells the publication that director Ridley Scott convinced him to do the project by letting him know, and this is a real quote, "The movies are totally fucking different. This is gonna be fucking fun. Let's do this."
Oh.
That was all it took to convince Damon to jump on board. However, Damon wants everyone to know, "The ways this film is different from Interstellar is my character in the film ends up stranded on another planet, all alone, just wanting to get back to Earth, and then Matthew McConaughey comes and wakes him up from his cryo sleep, and oh god, why did I take this role? Someone please take some of this money off of my hands, it's too much for me." He then went on to chop up some pure Colombian cocaine with his black card and proceeded to the restroom to take a giant dump from snorting so much cocaine. Apparently it took 7 fresh, crispy $100 bills to wipe off all of the poo-poo.
Matt Damon has officially lost his shit. Literally. And that's all we have for you this week on Your Geekly News. Tune in next week when Maud will regrettably return to fog up all the studio glass with her swampy excretions. And due to a pending lawsuit from all women against me, I am contractually obligated to thank Brianna Asrig for joining me on this episode.
Gee, thanks. It's truly wonderful knowing that you'll make more money than I ever will in this industry.
Thanks for watching, and as always, when we know, you'll know. You're supposed to do the point as well with me. It's fine. This is the last time you'll be on this show.
Okay.
You're very attractive, though. You want to go get a Subway sandwich? I'll buy you a 6-inch.
This is SourceFed!
Some of you may not know this fun little trivia fact, but Marvel's Avengers holds the title for the largest U.S. opening weekend of all time, so.
Oh, held.
What?
Yeah.
Well, add one more woman to the lawsuit.